What's going on, Legionnaires, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. Now, if you're new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, and make sure you're not missing any of the content that we have coming out. And for this video, we're going to be diving into Infinite Frontiers: The Swamp Thing, issue number 1. Now, Infinite Frontier begins with issue number 0. So if you haven't checked that out yet, go ahead and check out the link in my description and at the top of this video. It'll get you completely caught up on everything that's been going on with the Infinite Frontier line. And with that being said, let's dive into this issue. Alright guys, this might be a relatively quick issue because honestly it doesn't give us a whole lot of detail on this. So we're getting a 10-issue run, and this is the new Guardian of the Green. But the first panels pick us up with some blowfly. Now these flies arrive after something has been killed. And by the age and the stages of the larva, they're able to determine how old and dead a body has been there. And so this body has been there for at least 9 or 10 days at this point. And this is when the deputy, he suggests that it was an individual called the Pale Wanderer. And he goes into the story about a myth of a soldier from 1862. And after the war, he had wandered into the desert to make a settlement, to live a life. But after a long spout of depression, and the town turns into a ghost town overnight, life becomes hard and the people become even harder. And instead of turning back to civilization, this man chose to go deeper and into the heart of the desert. He wandered and he hunts. Far out in the depths of the desert, he let go of human pursuits and the need to be seen or mortal wants and desires. And out there he became something else. The next time someone saw him was in the 50s, and he was drinking crude oil straight out of the barrel like it was water. And there's been sights throughout history since then, each time changing, become taller, bigger, sharper. They've seen him in the mines and the casinos at the Black Mesa, always when it's hot and always when there's new folks coming through the desert that belongs to him. And this is when the sheriff tells him, like, that's enough of that, like, we're good on hearing that. And he tells him, like, you don't believe in it? He's like, I believe in the truth. And we need to figure out what happened to this guy. And then this is when we pick up on an international flight headed from New Delhi to JFK in New York City. And we have our main character, Levi Kamei, Indian born, living in America, returning back to New York after visiting some family. He was 16 years old when he first initially moved to the United States. He was a kid on a biology scholarship to Columbia. Now a decade later, he remembers this most recent trip. A month ago, he had gone back to India. He had questions about who he really was, where he came from. He was looking for some kind of rooting, his roots. And it all just turned out so terrible for him. And now he's adrift, floating through the air, full of fear, and he rushes to the bathroom only to have the green start pouring out of his skin and him turn into Swamp Thing and the plane explode. But this is when he's woken up by a stewardess telling him that they have landed and it's time for him to get off the plane. But underneath, the green waits. And he picks up his bags and meets up with his girlfriend. And they head back to the apartment and he's being observed by somebody because they're taking pictures of him. And so something else is at play here that we don't know about. Now, picking up in the Aztec Sonoran Desert, we have our 2 police officers out here staking, waiting to figure out what killed this guy. More than likely, the sheriff believes it to be some kind of cartel or drug running gone wrong. And what better place to do it than in the middle of the desert? And this is when they hear 2 gunshots and they head out to look for what it is. And the sheriff is the first on the scene. Seeing the blood trail, grabbing his shotgun, he calls to the thing behind the rock to come forward with its hands up. And this is when we see the Pale Wanderer. And the Pale Wanderer lets the sheriff know that bullets can't even hurt him, though that people have tried for a very long time. And then it cuts us back over to Jennifer Reese's apartment, Levi's girlfriend. And they're just sitting down, having a discussion. His father had recently passed away, and that's one of the reasons that he had gone back as well. And he ends up eventually passing out on the couch. only to drift off into his dreams and remember everything he was seeing in India. And somewhere within those woods, his brother makes a very dark bargain, and he's not quite sure what happens afterwards. The last thing he remembers is being by his father's bedside as he died, and reaching out and his father saying that he forgives him. He felt it then, his father's death. Every mote of life convulsing out of him, flowing back into something bigger, something more beautiful and terrifying. Laying on that couch, he gives in to the green. And then we pick up in the Sonoran Desert again, and the sheriff shooting the Pale Wanderer for it not to work, and the sheriff left defenseless. And this is when a cactus starts to come alive. And the Pale Wanderer watches this with amazement. And we see the green starting to form into a humanoid type structure, asking what is happening to him. And he calls out to the Pale Wanderer to help him. And the Pale Wanderer says, yes, I'll help you. I'll teach you a lesson. Lesson 1. Ideas cannot die. You can destroy them, you can burn them, you can shoot them, pull them apart. But the truly worthy ideas, they persist. And this is where he pretty much just kills him on the spot and tells him, if you are worthy, you will return, and we will continue your lessons. And this is when we pick up in Central Park, New York City, and Levi comes blasting out of a tree out of nowhere. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. You know, this wasn't a whole lot to this story, so I can't say too much on it. You know, we're getting a new Swamp Thing. We're getting a new The Green. So that's kind of interesting. I'm kind of, I don't know, I'm kind of fond on Alec, and I was really just starting to get into a lot of his stories. So I'm kind of nervous on which direction they're going to be going with this and how they're going to play it out. I really hope that once he does fully adapt to the Green, he becomes more like Alec and his disconnect with humanity. And they stay true to the Swamp Thing's roots. No pun intended. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you have not yet, please do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, check out Comic Breakdown and More podcasts, where we talk about all of these comics and so much more. And until the next video.